that you're doing amazing. This is a general twin flame love reading for the sign of Leo. So Leo, sun, moon, rising, ascending, maybe you're a cross watcher. A good place to always look for love is always your Venus placement as well, because it's about love and money. And the two kind of, they do kind of like go together hand in hand. So we're going to do a general reading for you. For those of you that are not familiar with the twin flame path, there's a lot of information for that online. But it's really that sort of, that counterpart, that other person that, that we're all looking for that beautiful love in life. I mean, that's just a human thing. It is what it is, So we're all looking for that beautiful essence, that beautiful flow of life in love. And this is what we speak about when we speak about the twin flame energy. But the twin flame energy is a little bit challenging, and sometimes our twin flames come and they kind of shake things up a little bit. But remember, this is a general reading, so please take it as it resonates. And let's see what we got. Oopsie. So that went right to the floor, which is a very strong one, body and soul. So Leo, this is speaking to your essence, to the core of your being, and this is reminding you that yes, you might be spiritual and all those type of things, but it also reminds you that you are, that you are a soul that has a body that you want to take care of, a body that you need in order to live your greatest experience of life. And there is also a call here for those of you that are maybe looking at going to a new level, even if you felt that you maybe lost a little bit of hope in life. This is a space, Leo, that is encouraging you to really become that partner that you want to have, to sort of really, jam things up and blink things up, and beautiful things like, really put yourself first, to really take beautiful care of yourself. Now, it doesn't mean that you're not doing it. And if you're already doing it, then it's fantastic. Then you can just continue to do that. But this is encouraging you, this energy is encouraging you, beautiful Leos, to really, put the self first, to put the body first, to honor the soul, And a way of really honoring the soul is by taking beautiful care of the body, because remember that, that the body is an expression of the soul, really, so to speak. All right, let's get straight into your tarot. We're going to use that one? Okay, let's use this one. So we're going to use the Light Seers Tarot for you by Chris Ann. There's links in the description for all the decks that I'm using. Okay, let's see what we've got. If you're coming back to the channel, I'd like to welcome you back. And if it's your first time here, I would like to welcome you with open arms. My name is Adrian Nelson. I'm a psychic medium, regression hypnosis practitioner. And for those of you that are interested in developing the psychic development, I've got an 8-week class coming up in October and November for psychic development. And it's not just the normal sort of clairs and those sort of things. I'm talking about really going to the essence of your mind, unlocking your greatest potential, changing your life. That's really what it's all about. All right, so overall energy, we've got for you the Emperor, which is about balance, that 4 energy there. This is about, this is letting you know also, Leo, especially looking at love, this is letting you know that, and now this makes actual perfect sense to me, this body and soul. This is letting you know, Leo, that you have put a lot into yourself. You've put a lot into who you are, I think a lot of times people look at Leos and they're like, oh, well, they're always so blingy and they're always so shiny and they're always so together and they capture beautiful attention and stuff like that. But they don't always realize that it's a sense from, it's like pride in the self, that it's coming from. And again, you are being encouraged at this particular point in time, Leo, especially if you are single, especially if you are open to love. It doesn't really matter what others do around you, because your life is about you, obviously, as long as we respect everybody around us and that sort of thing. But this is a reminder that your life is about you. And this is encouraging you, Leo, to really shine to the fullest of who you are, to the fullness of who you are, And yes, I feel that for some of you, there might be some words that some people may have said, maybe some hurtful things that some people may have said, maybe trying to discourage you from shining your light. But from what I can see over here, Leo, you are being encouraged to shine that beautiful light of who you are so brightly. because there are people sitting up and standing up and taking notice at this particular point in time. So this is not a time to put sort of like your lamp, under sort of like the shade or stuff like that. This is a time to shine. It's a time to shine with vibrance, with light, with pride for everything that you've accomplished in your life so far, Leo. You are being encouraged to really shine. All right. If at any point, I forgot to say this in the beginning of the reading, if at any point you hear any sort of drilling or anything going on, my neighbors are doing something. I don't know what they're doing, but there's been some incessant drilling going on. So I do apologize in advance if that happens. In your recent past, what brought you towards where you are, you've got the Nine of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Moon. It's very, very strong energy over there. Some of you, Leo, might have been dealing with a Pisces. And I say this with all respect in the world. Could be a different water sign as well. Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, maybe just a sign with, strong water element in their chart, maybe like Aquarius, for example, or maybe you've got that. Rose could also be reversed. But for those of you that are dealing with a Pisces, again, as I said, I come from the most respectable point in, avenue side in the world. But some of you could be dealing with a little bit of a low vibing, Pisces, or just a low vibing person in general. I don't really like to put these things out there, but this is what's coming out for you, Leo. You might be dealing with somebody that's not sort of like in the strongest sort of mental state at this particular point in time. So you are being encouraged and you're being let know, Leo, that you can be open to maybe supporting someone. This might be someone in your past. This might be someone that you needed to move away from. Because I feel when you guys initially met, things seemed really wonderful. There was no sort of immediate warning signs or anything like that that you might have picked up. Or it could be somebody in their life as well. But this definitely had an impact on the connection that you had. Because there was a lot of hope initially in this connection. It looked very promising. Everything seemed beautiful. You started to work towards something. So maybe you're with someone that maybe you stay together. Maybe you have a child together. Maybe you're speaking about, getting married. So there was definitely those sort of plans, Leo, but then the cracks started to show and they didn't show in the nicest possible way. I feel that for some of you, you might be dealing with someone that could be very self-destructive. That could be very manipulative, sort of like in an emotional sort of way, Leo. And I feel that that person's energy started to bring you down. For some of you, it could even be that you started to doubt yourself, that you started to pull yourself into question and your integrity into question and your own sanity into question. I feel that for many of you, that is something that started to happen. We're going to clarify over there to see what else it is that we are having. But for some of you, there was a definite calling yourself into question over here. I'm sorry, I was also speaking about this coming Sunday, September the 19th at 11:30, but this is South African time, so GMT +2 time. I've got a free workshop on my Facebook page. There's a link in the description for that, okay? Or my link to my Facebook page is in the description. You can have a look. It's obviously open to all and it's free. In your current space, you've got the Page of Cups, the Seven of Cups, and the Five of Wands. So this is, for some of you, Leo, this can be a little bit conflicting happening over here, because then I feel that for some of you, this could have sort of happened in the recent past, or it could be happening where you are right now, where you are finding the perfect person. So you're finding the one, you're finding your twin flame, you're finding this person that you realize that, this is what love is supposed to feel like. This is what a connection is supposed to feel like. So I feel for a lot of you sort of have that at the moment, and it's almost like your heart is opening. But at the same token, you go like, oh, whoa, can we hold this for a moment? Because it feels like the timing is off, It feels like not the connection is wrong, but like the timing is wrong. It's almost like things are overlapping each other, which can be very overwhelming. But I do sense you sort of merging more towards the second connection. And this is a sense of contemplation there with the Seven of Cups right in the middle of your current space. It's a bit of a sense of contemplation, because for some of you, there's a sense of, do I go for this? Do I go for this? What's presenting itself at the moment? And for some of you, there's some deep concerns around that. Where there's almost a space of, I want to go for it, so I'm going to go for the second connection. But in the same token, there is also almost like that logical sense of knowing, so you kind of know who you're dealing with, because there is some unfinished business here lapping into new business, okay? And there is that space of like, if I do go for this, what can be the emotional repercussions? You might be dealing with someone that's a little bit manipulative here, Leo. Someone that it's almost like they know exactly how to get to you, and they can do that without actually saying a single word. All right, and so there's some emotional discord that's happening there at the moment for you. But again, where you are at the moment with that body and soul and the Five of Wands, Leo, you are being. It's almost like the universe is just whispering to you. You know, even this message could be part of that for you. The universe just sort of whispering to you and reminding you to be mindful, to not sort of let yourself go completely, to not. It's almost like you know, and I feel it's hard, but it's a space where you don't want to be heartless about things, but in the same token, be careful to not become so considerate that you actually sort of fall into the trap, because I feel that you're dealing with someone here who they know how to play your emotions, like they play it like a harp. Okay, that's what I'm getting. Like they're playing your emotions like a harp, and it seems very melodious and it seems very perfect. So if for example, for many of you, you could be dealing with someone that they're really good at mind control, because this is one of those spaces where, for example, if you have to maybe explain to someone else what it is that you are going through, and that other person maybe happens to know the person that you're dealing with, they might sort of call you into question. They'll be like, are you sure? You know, are you maybe not just over exaggerating? Are you not maybe just a little bit tired, maybe a bit overwhelmed? So you're sort of dealing with someone there that, you know, and I mean, I don't like to sort of bam down on anybody, because we all have our own stuff that we are dealing with, but you're dealing here with someone that they're not just going to let you go. Like they, you know when you get those people that you sort of had in the movies where, so maybe you decide to marry the other person, they say, no, I'm at peace with it, no, I'm fine with it, I'm all good with it, and then they sit there at the back, and they sort of like look at you and like seeing what happened, and at some point they just can't take it, and they sort of like jump up, and there's like flowers falling all over the place. It's a little bit of a trippiness that's going on over there. Okay, I feel that for many of you, you're dealing with someone that's very unhappy, and this first energy, and they know how to tap that unhappiness out of you as well, you know, because this is misery looking for company, basically. Okay, we're gonna clarify. I know that it sounds horrible up to this point, and I'm sorry, but I have to give you what I get. Okay, there's a sense of you growing from the situation, though. It's almost like there's a lesson over here, and you're getting the lesson, and it's like you're lighting this new spark of fire. So this is actually part of a big soul lesson for you, Leo. Energy coming towards you. Let me just, I like that so much. Let me write that down. So big soul lesson, because that is exactly what's happening here at the moment for you, you know. And that's how twin flame energy operates. It's not always just about the other person. They're coming, they're going, you're going to meet at the stand, and you know, you're both going to reach for the same sort of pudding on the shelf, or order the same coffee, or I mean, it's possible, but you know, life isn't always that cut and dry. Energy coming towards you from the situation, the Seven of Wands, the Queen of Wands, and the World. So this whole thing that I was speaking about here, this whole sort of overwhelming, almost kind of like palaver that's happening over here, Leo, there is a sense of you, as I said, you know, there's a sense of you almost like growing above the situation, you know. There's a sense of where you are. It's a sense of getting the lesson. It's a sense of going to that next level. I feel that the person that you're dealing with now, please don't shoot the messenger here, but there's a sense here that even though you've got the second person that you are dealing with, Leo, that and again, these are not my words, I'm just giving you the message, they may feel that you're a little bit of a wimp. You know, they may feel like you should stand up for yourself a little bit more. And I feel in this emotional conflict of your current energy, you are getting that. And there's a sense of reaching into your deeper power here. You know, for those of you that are familiar with the chakras, this is a solar plexus sort of energy, that inner power, that essence, that sense of self that is stepping forward here, that sense of core identity, setting yourself apart from all others, you know. And I feel that for some of you, going for the second person, because there's a chance that the second person might leave you, and it's almost like you're getting this boost of fire within you, and you're like, no, I'm not gonna. And then you've got the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is a beautiful energy in a love reading, because it is about that which you give out is being returned to you in equal measure. And there's an end of a difficult cycle here, beginning a new cycle. Gotta most definitely clarify this one. So we're going to clarify the Emperor first. Also, if you look at that card, you see there's almost like there's like that essence of energy there that's coming in with that chestmate sort of energy, you know. And then there's almost like that connection with the animal realm. So maybe for some of you, you know, maybe you're very much into nature, into connection with nature, Wicca, shamanism, you know, herbal practice. It's like there's an essence that's calling you. And for some of you, I feel that you've been using work as escapism. You know, you've been using work as a way to not deal with your emotions. Not the best way to go about things, but I feel that for some of you, that was necessary. You needed, it's like you needed time to think, you know, to get some clarity. And in that sense, I mean, that makes perfect sense, you know. We're going to use the Deviant Moon Tarot to clear for you. This is such a beautiful deck of cards and I love it. One of my subscribers actually gave me this deck of cards as a gift. It just touched my heart. I'm such a blessed person, like, oh my goodness. So you've got the Two of Wands, the Five of Swords, lots of fives in this reading. Lots of fives about new beginnings, but also kind of temporarily feeling stuck, you know. Or if you look at numerology, for example, fives are also about new beginnings. It's almost like that one sort of energy, that Aries sort of energy, more towards Taurus. So maybe you're dealing with one of those signs as well, or maybe that's very strongly in your chart and it's just coming out. If you're not familiar with your chart, there's a link down below in the description that says free natal chart, and you can have a look at that. It actually gives you quite a lot of good placements. Always take a look at where your Chiron placement is, because Chiron is sort of like that wounded healer, and that is the things that can sometimes come around and mess things up for you. So when you're aware of where your Chiron placement is and how it affects you, that changes things for you wonderfully. Okay, so Two of Wands, Five of Swords, and the Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Cups energy is there again, or let's rather say the Queen of Wands energy that's there in what's coming towards you. There's the Queen of Cups energy there in your overall current space. So just to get this for you, because this is what I always say about tarot, it's about seeing what you have, but also what you don't have, because it's about looking at patterns. And I speak about that in my detailed online tarot reading course, and there's a link in the description for that. Because now we've got the Queen of Pentacles in your recent past, on your recent energy, the influence on your current space. And also my neck is doing this thing, and normally when it does, it's almost like there's a new energy that's almost like sprouting up. Okay, then we've got the Queen of Cups clarifying the overall energy, that Emperor energy, and then the Queen of Wands coming towards you. The thing about this Emperor energy, it's also one of those spaces where you reach a place in life where you can sort of start to think more clearly. So again, some of you needed to think. You needed that space of discernment. You know, maybe maybe you decided to do some sort of practice, meditation, mindfulness. You know, maybe you went to go see someone that sort of like me. I do regression hypnosis. Somebody like that to balance your energy. You know, crystal healing, Reiki, that sort of vibe. And there's that space of, I feel for some of you, there's that space of almost like, you know what, I would rather be alone than have all these sort of challenges in my life. Okay, would rather be alone, but this is one of those spaces, and this is the amazing thing that happens with love sometimes. When you say, you know what, I'm not going to bother with love. I don't care about love, whatever, I don't care, I can't be bothered. That is when it comes to you, because then you go into that powerful surrender space. Okay, let's look at, we're going to look just one card for the Queen of Pentacles there in the recent past. And you have got 4 energy again, and you got the 4 of Wands. So you met, now obviously this isn't for everyone, but I see that you met someone here, and this is one of those instant connections. You meet someone, and you know, maybe you were there for, you were not there for love, wherever you were, you know, but then you meet someone, and it's almost like this big sort of realization that dawns upon someone, like, you know, this is what love is supposed to feel like. This is what a connection is supposed to feel like. It's supposed to be this uncomplicated. Some of you, I feel that you have faced so many challenges, Leo, that you sort of forgot what love is supposed to feel like. You forgot that it's supposed to feel free and easy and flowing, and, you know, because you've sort of been, for some of you, you have been sort of like, almost like emulsified with drama for such a long period of time that it became almost like natural habit to you, you know, because for some of you, and I see that you had good intentions here, but for some of you, it's almost like, you know, like a stone literally tied around your foot and like thrown into the water. It's like, I can't anymore. Okay, so it's almost like this person came through to give you this showing of what life can be. And whether you told the other person, the first person, you know, the little bit of a more controlling, freaky person, I really shouldn't say that. Sorry. But I'm not really one to mince my words. Like, if you know me personally, I'm not one to mince my words. All right. I'm making a concerted effort to keep my language clean when I'm here on YouTube, because obviously it's come to my attention that some people are, you know, much younger people are watching my videos, including my niece, who's only like 4 years old. So she really doesn't need to see her uncle swearing online. But I swear like a sailor in my private capacity, like I do. You know, I am all about living life presently and consciously, honoring who you are, greatest good of all the beauty of who you are, but I'm also about being authentic and being myself. Okay? All right, so we're going to look at that moon energy. They say I should show you, so I'm going to show you. Look at that moon energy, possibly a Pisces, could even be a Scorpio, that you are dealing with there. Or, I mean, make no mistake, I'm a Cancerian, and let me tell you, I always look online and people's got these things about Cancerians. You know, Cancerians are so beautiful, and they're so flowing, and they're always kind and gentle. Mess with a Cancerian. They can be like a tsunami. They can be like your worst nightmare. Okay? Doesn't mean that you need to be thrown around by their whims, because their bark is normally worse than the bite. But you've got a Knight of Swords. You've got the Emperor again, because remember the Emperor is also there in your overall energy. So remember your power. Remember who you are. Okay, and then you've got the Two of Swords. So yeah, things were very sort of conflicting there in the recent past. But the question is, what do you want? What do you really want? What do you really, really, really want? Past right, past wrong, what do you want? Okay? And claim that for yourself. Doesn't mean that you even have to be with the person that you met, but claim that for yourself. Say, this is what I'd like to have. The situation and circumstances, maybe not 100% the way I'd like to be them right now, but it's almost like it's like life sent you through that spark of light to let you know the possibility of what could be. And yes, for some of you, that you are there with the Two of Swords at some sort of crossroads with this connection, or more like the two connections that you are dealing with. Because remember, there's the one energy that for some of you you've been dealing with for a while, and this could even be a person that passed, that you haven't fully maybe dealt with the passing, you know, even that. Remember, energy is just energy. And it's, you know, I always remind people that, you know, just because, obviously in my line of work, you know, I deal a lot with energy and, you know, past loved ones and things like that. And I mean, there's a bit of a standing joke, but if you go to a graveyard and you look at the tombstones, you know, it shows you that no bad person ever lived, because he's beloved this and beloved that, and, you know, sorely missed. But this is letting you know that, oh, sorry, that is what I was still saying. My apologies, I'm interrupting myself now. Just because you pass doesn't suddenly make you benevolent. You're very similar often the way to what you were in life, you know, because here you were soul with a body, and in, you know, in the ethers, you were soul without the body. Let's look at the Seven of Cups. Some of you are standing here in front of a difficult decision. You might be standing in front of a difficult decision, Leo, but I do see you merging towards the happiness of your heart. There's a sense here of having just suffered long enough, you know, with the Eight of Pentacles, the Judgment card, and the Three of Cups there. Here's a sense here of having suffered long enough. Now, I'm not going to try to guide you and lead you, because I don't do that, but there's a sense that I can pick up here for you. Even though things might be challenging at the moment, you want to give this connection a chance, or at least something similar to that a chance. This is a sense of actually wanting to give you a chance. You know that you are worth this. And for some of you, there is a sense of it might not last, but I'm going to make the best of it, of, you know, of what I possibly can. And I mean, sometimes in life, that is the best that one can do, you know. I also want to draw you one card for that Five of Wands here in your current space. This is such an interesting reading. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Oops. Yeah. Death card energy. This is you might be very emotionally sort of charged and overwhelmed and things like that, and confronted with many things. And I also feel for many of you, Leo, it's almost like somebody might be screaming at you, shouting at you, accusing you of the most disgusting things in the world, like really, really horrible things. And this is where I want to be a little bit more serious with you, Leo, that here's the thing: if you know that it's not true, if you know that's not who you are, if you know that you are not who and what you're being accused of being, don't take that on. Don't take on that energy, okay? Remember, whatever we take on as a belief for ourselves, there's an impact on our life overall. So if you're dealing with an energy and this person says to you, such a horrible, disgusting, gross person, if you accept it for yourself, it doesn't only impact you on a romantic sense, it impacts all of your life. It impacts your core belief of who you are, and then those patterns start to play out in your life. Every single regression hypnosis client that comes to see me, at some point in life, there's either learned behaviors or some sort of thought or belief or idea that, that's non-serving, that someone else passed along to them, either verbally or by their actions, or, we're looking at how our parents deal with relationships and fear and all those type of things. And that has an impact on us, on all of our lives. And the one thing in life where we can almost say our patterns the strongest sometimes is in our finances, sometimes in our health, also very much, but especially in love, especially in love. So if somebody says really nasty things to you and that is not true, and even if it is true, but you choose for that to not be a truth for yourself, you can say, I acknowledge that, I apologize for that, I own that, I claim that, but I'm also willing to work past that in a loving, respectful, kind way. Okay? I mean, everybody can change. Just because you were a dweeb before, if you were, doesn't mean that you have to continue doing that. You might not even have been aware of the fact that you were doing it. Because, and my whole world changed when I got this concept. When I, and I remember I ran to my sister, and she's a Virgo. She's a lot more analytical than me naturally. I was like, I almost said her name, but I was like, I can't believe this. I'm so excited because I just realized that everybody doesn't see the world and perceive the world and, like I do. And, this is what I say, but this is what people get. And that is what really got me into NLP and CBD and, all those, CBT, those sort of things. It's that inner sense that we all see the world differently. So just because somebody thought that you were horrible, maybe that was never even your intention to start with. I want to draw you one card, Leo, for this energy coming towards you, the Seven of Wands. I feel that for some of you, you feel that this is the perfect connection. It's just that the timing is off. I don't actually feel that the timing is off. I actually feel that the second person, in a way, it's almost like they're coming to... Now, we're not speaking about codependence here, but it's a space of them almost coming forth to rescue you from or to wake you up from a space where you might have been in, where you yourself may not even realize, Leo, how down in the dumps you may have been, And so sometimes when we get that, you go like, oh my goodness, I didn't even realize that's how I felt. So for the Seven of Wands, you've got the Seven of Pentacles. So this is finding ways for things that are not working, okay? This is turning your pain into victory. Turning your fear into light, turning it into shine. I like that. Even there at the bottom of the deck, we've got the Temperance card, so it's about balance. It's about getting that you-ness back, because some of you were out of sort of flow with yourself, all right? Let's draw some cards for this Queen of Wands. Energy that's coming your way. This is such an interesting reading, eh? Four of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, change. So change from stability within you. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. This is deja vu to the max. Remember I just showed you the Temperance card at the bottom of the deck? I mean, there's no way that I can really make that up. You know what I'm saying? This is a space going forward. Your physical world is balancing. Some of you might be concerned about money, maybe, work, jobs, clients, that sort of thing. Let me tell you something about clients. So I work for myself, I obviously do my YouTube stuff, and I do tarot readings, I do regression hypnosis, I do Reiki and crystal healing, and I teach psychic development, all of those type of things, and I work solely for myself. And let me tell you this: when I started to believe in myself, when I started to believe in myself that I can do this, that is when everything changed for me. And I must say, a couple of days, like 4 days ago, I think it was, a couple of days ago, I sort of dropped the ball, and I was speaking to my collective team, and there might be a message in here for some of y'all. So a couple of years ago, this collective consciousness connected with me, and they called themselves Smile. And so like 4 days ago, it's like the evening, I was saying to Smile, what can I do? Do you all have some guidance for me? And I think sometimes we think that when the universe or your collective team or your spirits, hey Amanda, when they speak to you, that it's always this, beautiful flowing. And they were like, well, Adrian, how about believing in yourself? How about having some faith in yourself? How about having some confidence in yourself? And I'd like to share that with you guys as well in the most beautiful sense, okay? Amanda says, the love of my life is coming my way. Let's claim that. I always say that because remember, we live in a universe of infinite potential. Place your hand on your heart. Take a nice deep breath in and claim that for yourself. Amanda, this is obviously a general reading, but I would, if you just joined, I would actually recommend that you play it back and watch it from the beginning, because this is probably one of the most interesting Leo readings I've ever done. Okay? And look at what we've got there for the world. I'm going to draw 2 more cards for you all. But look at what we've got there for the world. You've got the 9 of Cups. It's that genie in a bottle energy. It's that hope. This is what it lets you know, Leo, that where you are at the moment, things are quite flippity-floppity. My nose is itching. And when my nose itches, I know that it's a very powerful message. So for some of you, this is a very powerful message. Maybe your nose is itching. But there's that space to let you know that, Leo, you can start to hope here again. You can start to hope. You can open your heart. You can open your heart to flow. For some of you, as we said earlier on, you might have been out of the flow for so long that you don't even see how you're going to get it. Look at this. I mean, come on. You've got the King of Wands, the Knight of Wands, and the King of Wands. The intention that you're setting forth is it's coming to fruition, because night is about that going sort of energy, going to do something. Nights can sometimes be a little bit impulsive, like the energy itself, but then you always look at what it's followed by, and it's followed by Knight of Wands. There's a space of you going forward here, Leo, and I feel this is you going for your dreams. This is you going for your heart and for your ambitions and for your flow. And you know what? It's paying off. It's taking you into that next level, which is amazing. All right, now I love that. We're going to finish off for you with a oracle card from the Keepers of the Light. Let's see what they have to say for you. And if you want to claim that reading for yourself, if you want to claim that message for yourself, if you're open to the universe supporting you, place that hand on your heart. Take a nice deep breath. If it resonates with you, I'd really appreciate you liking the video, because it helps my channel to grow. And obviously also remember to subscribe to the channel, to hit that notification bell so you know when your reading's coming out. I also like to upload just short little motivations. Sometimes I don't have time to do full-out readings, even though I do a full-out reading for you every week. But, so then I'll just put 1-minute videos, because, sometimes we just need that flow and jive in life. Let's see. This one's calling me. Who are you? Joan of Arc, voice of truth. Let me tell you something about Joan of Arc very, very, very quickly. I was speaking to my best friend yesterday, who's an Aquarius, and I've got an Aquarius moon. So we were speaking about Joan of Arc, and we were, I'm busy putting together the psychic development class. It's going to be like an 8-week online class. But it's also about mindset. It's not just about clairs and clairvoyance and all that stuff that you can find everywhere on the internet. But we were speaking about Joan of Arc. And they were saying that, when Joan of Arc was being burned, that she was focusing on this one butterfly that was flowing over the crowd, And I was saying that Joan of Arc put herself in a Delta mind state, and I believe that when Jesus was on the cross, he put himself in the Delta mind state as well, because you can actually control your mind. You can literally control your mind, and it's one of two things. Either you're going to control your mind, or your mind's going to control you. And at this day and age, and this time where we are at the moment, you really don't want your mind to control you, because what happens is, it's a little bit away from the reading, but it could fit in for some of you. I mean, this is good knowledge to know. And there's a lot of these things available online as well. But, when we perceive a problem, something that's overwhelming or anything like that, so what it does, it very effectively pulls us out of our point of strength, which is the current moment, which is the now, which is the only moment that really exists. Because what your brain then does, it goes to a recent event where you had something similar, either you or sometimes not even you, where you saw something that maybe somebody else had that same sort of pattern going on, and so your mind uses that as a reference. That is if you're not, if your mind is sort of running the show. So your mind uses that as a reference, and then based on that reference, it sort of projects forward, still past the now, projects forward to what is going to happen in future. So now you start having fears and anxieties and all those type of things because you're afraid of what's going to happen in the future. Looking from the past into the future, not in the now, which where your power is. But when you can be in the now, then you have got control over your mind. And your mind is, when you think of your mind is your essence, it's your energy, it's around you, it's all of who you are. It's the intelligence, you can call it your soul if you want to, it's the intelligence that called forth your body into being. That is what's controlling your brain and your body and those type of things, But you have to be in the present moment to do that. And so, as I was saying, that woman was in a delta state, which is the deepest level of sleep, that you can be aware of things, but you can decide if you want to turn your pain on, turn your pain off, that sort of thing. And you can do that with your emotions. Now, I'm not talking about suppressing your emotions, though. Okay? I don't want to talk about this too much because I'm going to go into deep, and I don't want you to misunderstand me. Suppressing your emotions, I'm talking about coming present, mindfulness, presence. And it says, stand strong. Focus on your purpose. Release the fear of persecution and speak your truth. Remember we were speaking there in the beginning of your reading, Leo, about you might be dealing with someone that might be a little bit low vibing, that might be playing a little bit of mind tricks with you, some manipulation going on there, just a little touch of gaslighting just to make things a little bit worse for you. But I feel you're coming out of that. You're rising above that. You are claiming yourself. You're walking into the space of claiming yourself in the here and in the now. And I, for one, love that. I love that. I love that. Okay. All right. I'm going to stop now because I'm getting overboard. But thanks so much for your time, your energy, your love, and your light. Namaste. Blessings, love, and light. See you next time.